I would say quit. I would say go ahead and quit. There's no reason to keep smoking cigarettes. It's doing absolutely nothing good for you. It is robbing you of your health, of your money, of your time. And when other people see you smoking, they think you're like a crackhead, basically, it just doesn't make any sense to smoke cigarettes. When I was there, I smoked cigarettes for almost 20 years, maybe almost 20 years. So I know all about, how it's addictive and it's a habit. But you know what? Like, you got to use your willpower to get through the addiction. You got to decide that it's kind of like you're fighting for your life in a way, because like I said, like the cigarettes, it screws up your health. Like, I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without feeling like heavy in the chest. And so you're it puts you at risk for all kind of diseases and cancer. So like it's kind of like you're kind of like fighting for your life, right? Or at least to get the life that you kind of want. Like if someone was to break into your house, you'd fight them, right? So this is like, there's no one forcing you to smoke. I would just choose to fight against the tobacco companies. And it's a fight that you can win. It's actually pretty easy. It was actually surprisingly easy to quit smoking. Once you decide to quit, you have to say, okay, I am going to be a non-smoker, and that's your new identity, is that you're no longer a smoker. You're now a non-smoker. So it's kind of like an experience, like it's something to experience. What is it like to quit smoking? Just go ahead and do it and see. The way I did it was, I kind of used a little cheat, but it worked. And the way I did it was that basically I kind of got sick. I don't know, I got some kind of respiratory infection, or it could have just been the flu or a cold. I really don't know exactly what it was, but it could have been COVID. I have no idea. I was sick, right? I had to call in sick to work. And I was properly sick. Like, I was on the couch for a few days. Right? So when I don't know if you've been sick like that and you're a smoker, like you're not going to go smoke cigarettes while you're sick. So I was already, it's kind of funny because you still have cravings to smoke even while you're sick, but it's very easy to beat those cravings because you're like, I can't hardly breathe, I can't get off the couch, so I'm not gonna smoke. So it was kind of an accident that I quit, because I was sick, and I'd gone, I think it was 2 or 3 days sort of on the couch, just recovering from this illness. So I figured, well, you know what, like I'm already 3 days into not quitting or into not smoking. I might as well just keep going and see if I can actually quit. And it kind of all just worked out because I was like, I had a carton of cigarettes and I was on my last, I had a pack, like I was on the last pack from the carton. So I had to decide, like, am I gonna go and buy another carton of cigarettes? I have to drive all the way to the native reserve to get them, and it costs money, and that's a good motivating factor too, is just to decide to not don't give your money to the cigarette makers, because you're just paying you're basically paying to kill yourself, or at least to have a worse quality of life. So, I wanted to make this video because I found that it helped me to quit cigarettes, was to kind of, just I like to be all in on it. So I wanted to get as much information as I could about quitting smoking, and I just found that, like, watching YouTube videos about quitting, and there's actually not many of there really isn't much good content for quitting smoking cigarettes, and I think there really should be, because I just found that it helped just to watch someone talking about how they quit and to learn about their experience, and to just be able to watch a video for, especially if it was like a longer format video, like 10 or 15 minutes or even longer, just to hear the reassurance that you can quit cigarettes. It's definitely the right decision to go ahead and quit. You've already decided to quit, so at this point you just have to just use your willpower, and it's actually very easy to quit. It's much easier to quit cigarettes than to continue smoking cigarettes. Once you've decided in your mind that you're going to quit, you might get cravings for and you can even, like, get some kind of journal or something and write, like, make some kind of, I don't know if it helps you, make some kind of pictures or stickers on each page. Like, say you have a page and you put, like, I don't know, 30 different, like a picture of a cigarette, or maybe something more positive, like a picture of a happy face or something. And every time you have a craving and you beat the craving, you get to cross out that craving. And if you have like 100 of these cravings ready to cross out, I would think that would help, because you can kind of write down details about, okay, it was Monday, it was first thing in the morning, you got a craving for a cigarette, and you write, like, okay, it's a 10 out of 10 craving, or maybe it's later in the afternoon, and so you beat that craving. You write down, okay, well, it was a 10 out of 10 craving for a cigarette. I wanted to pull my hair out. It was really, really hard to get over. And you write down, like, it lasted 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. It was the worst craving you can imagine. You got through it. How did you get through it? Find something else to take your mind off it, I would say. Go have a shower, or go especially for the first like week, I would say the first 3 to 5 days to a week, you got to put all your energy into getting through this. So, lean, like if there's other stuff you kind of enjoy, even if it's kind of like unhealthy stuff, like, for me, I would allow myself to kind of have like a can of beer if I had a really bad craving, whatever it takes to not smoke a cigarette. Lean into your other bad vices. To be honest, because you gotta quit smoking cigarettes, and it's the worst. We all have these bad vices. Maybe you eating junk food, or you're like wasting your time watching Netflix series, scrolling through, whatever your other bad vices are. Drinking a can of light beer. You can lean into those other bad vices. If you can find something healthy to do, that would be even better, I would say. Like, go clean your place up. Go wash the dishes. Go clean the baseboards. You've got to stop. You've got to stop turning to cigarettes for that, because what it's doing is giving you an instant rush of dopamine, I guess is what they call it, and it's like instant gratification that you haven't earned. Like, so you kind of want to reset your whole way of thinking. And that, like, the reason you want to have a cigarette is because, maybe you feel anxious, or you feel depressed or incomplete. So you turn to having a cigarette to escape just the regular human, like, just escape reality, really. So you want to be able to, just sit with those feelings of, sit with those negative emotions, and don't try and escape them with cigarettes. Because smoking cigarettes is just making it worse. It's just making it worse. I think I started smoking cigarettes in my later years in high school. Right, because especially when you're a young man, you're sort of, you're obviously you're incomplete when you're a young man. Like, you have so much work to do as far as developing a career, and just becoming everything you have to become in life. It's a lot of pressure, right? So, especially as a young man, you can turn to smoking because it makes you feel like you made it, and you get that super high, and you feel like, you're on top of the world. Like, ooh, look at me, I have my cigarette, I'm so fancy, I'm on top of the world. But it's not really getting you anywhere. And like I said, people think you're a joke. People think you're a schmuck when you're smoking cigarettes. They look at you and they think so low of you. And non-smokers, when they look at a smoker, just to see them there smoking their cigarettes, they think they are they think they're very pathetic. And you don't realize that as a smoker. You think, oh, I'm because you get high off the cigarette, you feel like you're on cloud 9, but everyone else thinks you're Everyone else thinks you're a crackhead, basically, when you're smoking cigarettes. So just know that. Just know that other people think you're a joke if you're smoking cigarettes. It stinks. It's a very sign of weakness, I think, that you need cigarettes. Anyways, that's just my thoughts. I just want to make some motivational videos and spend some time, because for me it was just having someone just kind of explain their experience and taking time to walk you through sort of what to expect when quitting. I would say there's so much to gain from quitting smoking. You save money, you get your health back, you get so much time back, you can, and it changes the way you think about everything in life. I would say just go for it, go all in, take time at the start, take a couple days off work. Just, you might not feel great, there might be some cravings and whatnot, but 3 or 4 days of fighting a few cravings, and I would just say, like, lie in bed, watch some movies, eat some food, have a can or two of beer or whatever, go for a walk, scroll around on Facebook all day. Just do whatever you have to do for the first few days to not smoke. Because a few days of uncomfort, and then it's smooth sailing after. I would say after a month, you don't even think of smoking anymore. It just gets easier and easier as you go on. The hardest time for me was, I think, because I always smoked cigarettes when I was driving. So the first time I was going to be driving from my place to the golf course, I was worried. I was so worried about, well, I'm going to have cravings and it's going to be so horrible. I'm going to, pull over at some convenience store and just go buy cigarettes. And it was tough. The first couple times I went driving, because I was just so used to having a cigarette while driving. But I actually had like cough lozenges, Fisherman's Friends, any kind of like sugar-free candies. And I would just eat a bunch of those instead of smoking to get through the craving. And I still eat those now. Like, I'm over a year into not smoking cigarettes. I'll have maybe one or two cough lozenges a day if I even remember to. But definitely have to start leaning, like find something else to replace it, and just know that the nicotine's actually really not that addictive. Every time you beat that craving, that's the feeling of the nicotine is leaving you, and you're beating this. So just keep it up, and you got this. You're gonna get your health back. You're gonna be a non-smoker, and that's the way to go. Hang in there.